I actually wasn't planning on talking on all the things that I usually talk about. But now that I'm sitting here fighting off mosquitoes and just feeling into the space and feeling into like my own mind, I think some messages came through that I think will be very like benefiting for you to hear. We live in cities, and most of the time we are surrounded by things we are not quite yet adapted to. And specifically what I'm talking about right now is technologies. But I'm not here right now to I'm not here sorry. It's nice and comfy. So I'm not here right now to talk about how it's all bad, we need to stop, because I am myself a fan of technologies. My daily job is photography, and I do all these videos, and I really like how our life is so much more advanced now that we have technologies. But what I talk about usually is nervous system in the body, and this is where my expertise lies. So when I say that we are not yet adapted, what I mean is that we need to be active with our bodies, and this is also how we receive energy. I don't talk about like some spiritual light that enters your body that most of the people don't really understand. In the practical aspects, I'd say that yes, we need like vitamins, and yes, we need water, yes, we need like all of those things to nourish our body, right, with elements and all of the rest, But there's another aspect of our body that is not quite yet discovered and is not broadly talked about, only in like spiritual communities, but it has nothing to do with spirituality, I'd say. It's energy, electricity, almost like. So when we are in the nature, when we are actively moving, actively like engaging with our body, like notice how you feel when you are just sitting at home all the time. Maybe you were a little bit sad one day, but then you were sitting at home like for a few days, and then at some point you feel like depressed, more sad. And most of the time people think that it's something to do with the brain. We are all about the brain. Brain. If a person is depressed, something with the brain, gotta do the all the hormonal levels, get them all back or into the normal range. But what doctors don't tell you about, and the reason why they don't tell you about it, because in the conventional medicine, it's actually vice versa. It is the good amount of hormones, and then the body is all like nice and happy, compared to the fact that if you are incredibly depressed, sad, you feel low or burnout, and if you and if you move your body, and this is not actually just me sitting in a bamboo forest talking about some crap. It's the things that are scientifically proven. That if you take a depressed person and you take all the analysis of the hormonal analysis and the brain waves and all of that, they can find that there's something bad, right? But if you have that same person and activate them with about like, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes walk on a treadmill, and then retake that image again to show you different results, which means that what we think is we think that our low moods and our depressed states, it has to do with the brain disease, like the brain never developed these hormones anymore, okay, we gotta do this and this and that. Have you tried going on a walk every day for 20-30 minutes in the park? Have you tried, or maybe this is a little too extreme, I used to be community, sitting in the forest, putting both feet down, connecting to the ground. Nature is alive, and alive in terms of that when you, I don't know, I mean, I didn't test it out myself, but like when I eat more organic food, I feel that my body is more energetic. When I'm sitting in the forest for 10 minutes, I feel like how I'm detoxing and how I immediately feel more energized. It has nothing to do with nutrition, just this like different state of being. And in spiritual communities, they talk about it as like energy. I think that there will be time when people will finally realize that this like physics that we like, how people are like harvesting energy. It's not just in the wind power, solar power. It's here everywhere. And even when you move, you produce energy. And what's interesting is that that energy doesn't go anywhere. It's stored within your body. So when you think that when you go on a sport it exhausts you, it's incorrect. It actually energizes you. So when you come, because think about it, you are working all day long, and maybe your job is difficult and you're really wasting all that, your brain potential on working hard, solving some difficult, I don't know, tasks and whatever is it that may be difficult. I don't know, like computer technology work. What is it? IT or something. So maybe that is difficult. You come after work completely exhausted, right? You want to like lay down. You feel like, oh Jesus, I'm so tired. Whoa. But when you think about it logically, you weren't moving that much. You weren't acting that much. You were probably sitting by the computer working with your mind. So how is it that after a long day of a mind, working, and of course, like the mind works, heating up and stuff. Well, why do you feel it in your body then? You feel like you want to lay down. You feel like you're collapsing. Doesn't it indicate of the connection of the mind and the body? Because when you exhaust your mind, you feel it in your body, but your body is not tired. So when something like that happens to me, when I am exhausted emotionally, when I am doing so much and solving so many problems and navigating my life with all the business and stuff, and I feel exhausted. Even sometimes I make this mistake. For example, that happened last 2 weeks. There were so many like legal stuff to do, so many clients to manage, so much to do, and I felt collapsed. And the worst mistake that you can possibly do in a period like this is to consider that your body is tired. So when you want to go to vacation, when you're ready to vacate, right? What is the best vacation? I see a lot of people do it. Fly off to like Mexico or somewhere else, all inclusive, just lay down, eat, drink, and lay down, and you feel like you're getting rest. But your body was never tired. It was your brain that was exhausted. And here's the thing. What you think you're doing is helping you is actually what's harming you. Because when you have a long day at work, it will like how it makes this sound. When you have a long day at work, come back after work, and you feel like collapsing on your sofa or bed and watch TV, that's a minute. You gotta create like what is it for the escape plan? You have to create this non-negotiable rules that you're going to do every time this happens, whether you want it or not. You must do it. So you came after work, you're exhausted emotionally, you feel like you're burning out, the emotion, like it's just crazy. So when this happens, instead of thinking that you're going to rest by watching TV, scrolling your phone, sitting by your computer more. I saw people working all day by the computer and then spending their evenings at the computer too. And then on the weekend, they're like, oh, life is hard, work is hard, it sucks, and then I'm like, it's not about life, it's not about work. You do every day those things that will exhaust you. And that's how it works. So what to do? I don't suggest you do what I do. It's not all people appreciate. All good old-fashioned sitting in the forest. For many people, this is considered as something scary and spiritual. Why would you sit in the forest? But this is more advanced spirituality, I would say, even though it has nothing to do with spirituality. And I promise you, you will hear people talking more and more about it. Look at all those studies now found how people, they actually, it's not that it's just how they felt. It was actually statistics that they took, like all the, how do you call it, like all the pictures of the brain and like statistics analysis and all of that, like we were calculating the result, which made it scientific. I'm saying scientific a lot because I know that so many people are hang up. They so are attached to things being scientific and proven and like this rational, very rational, has to be rational. So that's why I try to explain things from rational perspectives all the time, to give you this background so you're doing it actually. So when you're gonna be doing it, you don't feel resistance because you're like, it's normal. So with all those barefoot commercials where they talk about how when we walk barefoot, when we are connecting with nature, like actually like physically like that, and when we walk barefoot for like 10 minutes a day, so many modalities are improved in your mental health. Depressions, anxieties, burnouts, PTSDs, like so many things. Even inflammation is less, because everything has to do with our nervous system. It's really important. You have no idea. 70% of the disease is developed through misalignments of the nervous system, being like I know it's very popular right now when people talk about it, but it's not just knowing about it. Knowing about it will do absolute zero for you. Doing something about it. And if you don't know what to do about it, I tell you what to do about it. If this is too much, every time you feel exhausted, you're almost like, you're feeling like you're almost gonna be like, where's my sofa? In that same minute, exercise that willpower and tell yourself, I know you feel collapsed, I know you're tired, it's all in the head. Let's go energize you, let's go take care of you, let's go, make you feel better. And get yourself out. I know treadmills are probably available. Even treadmills will work. Actually, if you don't really want to go outside, it will work as well. What you need to do is get your body moving. Treadmill will do fine. It's okay. Like 10 minutes of very active, like exercising. If you don't feel like being very active, slow treadmilling. Walk outside. Usually, like I feel that like there's a better surge of energy in my body when I do it outside, when I walk outside, when I actually even sit. So you see, I'm not like running right now, but I do feel how like my body is detoxing and is really like refilling of the energy. And it's not something that you can actually feel, like, especially without practice. And it's not something you can like visually see, but it's happening. And those things, those what is the word, like, let's say invisible results, they matter. That's what I want to say. If you felt hopeless, but after you felt like, I feel in a good mood, I feel like I want to do something, that's it. This is what happens. I notice that since I'm recharging a lot, I notice even when I speak to people, they can be like, those like really, really standard adult cases of like staring at one spot and just being like, rah, rah, rah. When they talk to me, they go like this. They get energy rushing into them. Because when you are in this near proximity with me, this is what I role model just by being how I am. So this is how it works. I know that this energy stuff is like, can be really confusing. People don't really understand it, but it's like spirituality 101. But I promise you, it's not just spiritual stuff where you just get to feel the light and that's it. No, it's something that is going to take more practical approach and is already happening. Like when they do prescribed nature. Have you heard about it? When they understood, okay, maybe a person is more complex than just hormonal spikes. Maybe when somebody is depressed, we should ask them, how are you? How do you feel? When was the last time you were outside? You know how many actual people I met that are complaining about frequent depressions, but when I ask them, do you like nature? Do you like to go outside? They say, I don't go outside much. Once in a week or two. How would you feel energized if you're not moving your body? If you know physics, and I know the physics from a totally different language, so I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, what's that word? Maybe I'll write it down or something, but the more you move, the more energy you produce, and it's stored within you. So people are not quite yet aware of this fact, but from the time that I was in depression, and I tried all the conventional medicine, and I tried like all the things for, actually my nervous system was completely out of whack, and there was everything that I've mentioned, inflammations, PTSD symptoms, like it was crazy. And doctors from Northwestern in Chicago didn't help me. Doctors from Mount Sinai Florida didn't help me. I can tell you all the good clinics I've been to, but because it's not about fixing something within your mind by the pills and fucking go outside. I'm sorry. Just calm down your mind for a second. With all the, yeah, but like scientifically speaking, did this, that's just nonsense. That's it. Like, I hear, so many people bring so much in their minds. Put it out for just a second and go outside and move your body for 15 minutes or maybe 10. Or then maybe after you're done, sit in the grass. If you don't want to take your shoes off, don't take it. If you're ashamed, put your hand long like this and just breathe for 1 minute. And then if you're so ashamed and embarrassed, run away back home. But notice, ask yourself, how do I feel from number 0 to 10 today before going out? If you say 0, this is not just a random number. It's actually, it's not just also emotional, it's also energetical. This is how your body is energized. When you say, I feel 5, it matters. Those numbers, they matter. I know it may seem like it's kind of like insignificant because we only trust into the metrics that we can see. But emotional state of mind and metrics like that, they seem pretty like insignificant. And this is how we are gaslighting ourselves into feeling shitty, but telling ourselves like, no, I'm good, everything's fine. Maybe everything is fine. But maybe it's just like your nervous system is out of control. And that's why you feel stuck and you feel frozen, or you feel too angry. There's something with your emotional state that you feel too calm, you can't feel anything, you feel numb. So if you want to help yourself with that, and if you struggle with your very incredible strong mind, switch it off, put a timer, 10 minutes, go outside, hold a tree, sit on a bench, I don't know, put one arm on like maybe, because I promise you, it's like Avatar movie. It's like all those fairy tales are true with the magic forest and stuff. But what's magic about it is that simple things like that, nature, organic food, water, breathing in fresh air, and just like having no ceiling on top of you, having no walls around you, smells and the sounds, it's so activating your body. And that's how you're recharging yourself. Okay? I wasn't planning on talking about it, but I think that, sometimes when I speak about something, it's those lessons that I'm going through myself yet again. Because I think I got into a trap of like a good adventure. It's like just 5-hour hike, a crazy and like incredible views. And then when I came back home, I was so like collapsed with all the tasks that I needed to do and like the busy life and the realities of the busy life. And I forgot, and I know what to do, but I was like, but I don't want to go to walk on the treadmill because it's like, nah. I want to go somewhere like when there are bamboo forests or crazy hikes, like over there. So, somebody buzzing. I would think. So, you got it right. And I feel like I was reminded myself because I fell down lately for a week. I was like, whoa, I'm collapsing. I feel like I'm kind of depressed. What should I do? And I do all those things. They already don't help, which also you need to know about. If you're depressed for a year or 10 and you walk for 10 minutes, nothing happens. You should be aware of that. Give it at least 7 or 14 days. It depends on how, in what state of the mind and the body you are, you know. But even 15-minute practice a day, 15 minutes, that's it. You have like a very active, let's say, a very active sport walk on a treadmill. That's fine. After that, drink a lot of water. You go outside, and you just like spend 5 minutes. No phone, nothing, no sounds. Put down your phone. 5 minutes. Tell everybody you're busy, and then you're just like, okay, this is cold. It's pleasant to touch, like, and then you're just like, let your body explore, you know, like, maybe if you're embarrassed to do that, as I said, like, just sit down, maybe put one finger, but I would suggest to just work on the embarrassment and the shame stuff, and just like get barefoot and sit 5 minutes and just breathe, like inhaling, and imagine how everything from the left side like inhales, and then how everything goes down from the right side, and see how you feel doing that every day, 15-20 minutes for 30 days. Everyday journal. Give it also 2 minutes. I felt crappy after the walk and the run. I still felt crappy. Maybe the next day it will be I felt crappy, then I felt like great, but it lasted just 10 minutes. See how it will change your life. Okay? And I will do that as well, because I promise you, some of the things that I'm sharing, it's actually me reminding also myself about those little small things that we neglect, but they are incredibly important for the health of our nervous system and of our body. So thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing, telling that myself. And I guess I will make my way out. Bye. Still need to drive back to Honolulu, Waikiki. So thank you so much. See you.